So, this is John W. McDowell, served in the Army.
In
the Army?
Yeah.
In Vietnam from 1969 to 1971. His job was fire direction control of artillery.
Sorry.
It's fine. So, when you were in Vietnam, was there a lot of excitement, or?
No, most of the time it's very boring.
Yeah.
Only you don't want excitement.
Yeah.
You want quiet.
Yeah.
Nothing. But then you'd have excitement.
Yeah.
It'd be horrifying.
Crazy. Yeah. So they would give you commands of where to bomb, and
Right, we get what they call fire missions. And so then we would compute the fire mission,
yeah,
what the settings are going to be on the howitzers. And then we'd radio to the howitzer crew.
yeah, what settings they're gonna.
What settings and what type of shells they want to shoot. And then they'd fire them out.
What kind of shells were they?
Well, you had a choice. You had HE, that was high explosive. We had WP, which they call white phosphorus. We had smoke. What else did we have? We had beehives, which would go out and then go out a ways and then explode into little shells. What else do we have? No, I can't remember what it was. We had a shell that you could set where it's going to explode, elevation-wise.
Oh yeah,
You know, but nothing like they have today.
yeah,
You know, it's amazing.
yeah.
They're smart shells. You know, you just fire them or forget them, and they just go to the target.
Yeah. So would you do it again if you had the choice? Would you join?
Well, I didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
It was either that or leave the country.
Yeah.
And I love the country, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Didn't have a
leave.
choice.
So you went, and I think that's one thing that you guys don't face right now is having a draft.
Mhm.
We have a volunteer army, which
Yeah.
so.
So did you have any siblings growing up?
No,
No.
I had a sister. That's all.
When you first got to Vietnam, what were your initial thoughts?
It was really hot.
Yeah.
And it smelled. This terrible smell of the jungle rotting.
Yeah.
And that hits you. That and the heat.
Yeah.
Humidity's super high.
Yeah. Probably crazy compared to here even.
Oh yeah, this is wonderful. And the bugs. I mean,
Oh yeah.
unbelievable bugs and big bugs.
Yeah. So what were your living conditions like?
We lived in what we called a hooch, and that could be, most of the time it was fairly decent. It'd be like a big tent,
Mhm.
and then we tried to get some of that corrugated steel around it and sandbags, and we ran everything on a generator so we could get a fan going. That was almost a must if you could. Get
Yeah.
a fan going, because that gives you a breeze and it keeps the bugs off you. So it wasn't bad. Meals, sometimes we got a hot meal flown in, sometimes we just lived on sea rations.
Huh.
You know,
Yeah.
but it was Liberal. We had warm beer all the time.
Really?
Uh-huh. We had beer all the time, yeah.
Did
They
you?
didn't want you smoking dope, so they made sure you had lots of beer.
Yeah. Did you stay in touch with people back here when you were over at
Yeah,
Vietnam?
the only way we could do it then was to write letters. You couldn't,
Yeah.
we didn't have Skype and
Yep.
computers or anything, so we wrote a letter, but that letter would be here in the States the next day.
Really?
It was priority. Yeah.
Wow.
So it was nice,
Yeah.
at least that worked.
Yeah. Did you ever, when you first got there, did you know when you got there what you were going to be doing?
No, well, I knew I'd be in fire direction control, but I didn't know which unit. So then you'd go to a replacement company. I went to 90th Replacement, and that's where, for the southern half of the country, all the people coming in and out of go through. So
Yeah.
I'd go into 90th Replacement, and you stayed there for 3 days,
Yeah.
and then you get your assignment of where you're gonna go from there. And then when you when you leave country, you go 90th Replacement, cycle back, and then you get your plane levy and go.
So did college kind of gear you towards your job at all?
Yeah, somewhat, yeah, because it was pretty technical.
Yeah, math and
Yeah,
computing.
so that helped.
Yeah. Did you ever witness any intense action?
The worst we'd get was generally at night.
Yeah.
We'd get hit, and never had. I never really had zappers in the wire where they got inside.
Yeah.
But the night I left and went to another fire base, they got attacked and overran that night.
Oh.
So I was pretty lucky I got out.
Yeah.
So every once in a while, they throw some RPGs in or mortars, just keep you awake.
Yeah.
Keep you going.
How many guys were you with?
That really depended. Usually there'd be 6 guys on a howitzer, and so we had we split our battery is 6 guns, and we had 3, and then we'd have maybe 5, 6 guys in the control center, and a few other people, and then hopefully we'd have some infantry around.
Yeah.
But a lot of times they'd be out in the field. They go out on patrols and ambushes.
Yeah.
You know.
Let's see. Any good stories? Got like
No.
any? When you got back, what was it like? When you first got back?
I came in through Oakland, and there were demonstrators there against the war. And, I felt kind of bad about that. But,
Yeah.
it was a bad time for the country.
Yeah.
So you just blend back in society as much as you can and
Yeah.
go about your business. Forget it.
Do you feel like if you hadn't been drafted, you would have done something else after you, compared to what you did when you got back?
No.
Pretty much
No, it
picked up.
didn't change anything about my career pattern or anything.
Yeah. Picked up where you left off.
Yeah, it just picked me up a few years. I started graduate school when I got out of the service and working. I worked for a bank and then went to
Yeah.
state at night.
So the war was ended in
75.
75.
Yep.
So you were back for 4 years before it ended.
Mhm.
Did you know anybody else that went in? the
Oh, everybody went in.
military? Yeah.
High school, most people went in. Most guys went in.
Yeah.
Unless they had a health problem,
Yeah.
you know, then they would go, but most guys did, yeah.
If you, I think I asked you this already, but if you joined the Air Force, what did you want to do?
I don't know what I'd do in the Air Force, but it'd be better than being in the Army.
Yeah.
Better treatment anyway.
Yeah.
Better living conditions.
Yeah.
And it's still true today.
Yeah.
If you ever have to go, which I hope you don't.
Yeah. Do you feel like it taught you any life lessons going into the Army?
Oh, yeah, you know, it was a maturing factor,
Yeah.
definitely. And it taught me that, you know, if we're gonna fight a war, we should fight it to win. Otherwise, don't do it. I mean, this dragging wars out for 10, 15 years is crazy, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, 75, so all we did was just leave.
Yeah.
We said, hey, you know, we've got a negotiated peace, we're just leaving. So North Vietnamese took over the whole country after
Yeah.
we left. We knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. So you are part of the Legion here, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you do there?
Oh, well, I was supposed to march in the parade yesterday, but I got a heel spur on my foot, so I didn't do that. But usually I'm in color guard.
Yeah.
And we have bingo every Thursday night.
Yeah.
We get a lot of seniors that have bingo and they have dinner and stuff like that. So, and we go to the veterans' home
Yeah.
and have them here to eat and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. When you were growing up, probably World War II was a big deal. A lot of veterans.
Oh,
around.
yeah, a lot of, I remember when I was a kid, there were, you know, VA and American Legion were really big
Yeah.
because there were so many, you know,
Yeah.
after the war, you know, 50s, early 60s.
Yeah. A lot of guys.
Mm-hmm.
So since you were always moving around, you never really did you make any like strong friendships over in Vietnam?
You mean with people?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah, you know, you work with guys, you bump
Yeah.
with them and stuff like that, yeah, but yeah, I don't know, I just never kept any relationships going when I got
Yeah.
home. Everybody goes their part of the country and,
Yeah.
you know, and I know some of the guys in Iraq, you know, they went over as units, trained together, and
Yeah.
they still have reunions and everything. We have a reunion every year, or my unit does.
Yeah.
I've just never gone. I just,
Yeah.
long time ago.
Yeah. Did you take like pictures? Did you bring back anything from Vietnam?
No, I really didn't. They didn't have the cameras we have today.
Yeah.
I didn't take a lot of pictures. It was the
Yeah.
least thing on my mind was taking pictures.
Yeah,
really.
I'm sure.
No.
So were you always on duty when you were in Vietnam? Were you always?
We worked 12-hour days, 12-hour shifts,
Yeah.
7 days a week. So unless you had a real fire mission, then everybody's up.
Yeah. What would you do on your off time there?
Sleep.
Yeah.
That's all you can. You can't go off base.
Yeah, I
You know,
guess.
go out for a walk in the countryside. Or,
Yeah.
you know. I did have, we had what they call R&R, and I was married at the time, so I met my wife in Hawaii. So I had, I think it was 5 days, 5 days and 5 nights, that they would fly us, married guys, to Hawaii to meet our wives. So I met my wife in Hawaii,
Huh.
and I did that about halfway through my tour.
Huh.
That was nice, but that was the only thing.
That was the only trip that you took?
Mm-hmm.
Did you fly a lot when you were in, like...
You know, I didn't. we had choppers
Yeah.
that would move troops and guns, but our unit, we moved by road, deuce and a half trucks
Yeah.
that pulled them. So we didn't fly a lot, which is fine with me because I don't like choppers,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. I mean, choppers were pretty dangerous in Vietnam.
Oh,
right?
they're all over. Yeah, they're all over the place.
Yeah.
You know, I'd rather be on the ground.
Yeah. So the difference between draft and enlistment is enlistment's like volunteer.
Right.
Yeah.
We have an all-volunteer service now,
Yeah.
so those guys volunteer.
Right.
Where in the draft, you're told, you get a notice that you are to report, and
Yeah.
you got to report. Otherwise, it's a felony if you don't.
Yeah. Was it hard to adapt to like the military life?
Yes, it's much different. I mean,
Yeah.
everything's directed for you. You don't have to make any decisions or anything. And,
Yeah.
that was the hardest part. I thought at first was military life. You're up at 4:30 in the morning, and you know everything. Every time period is set for you, and you know even the clothes you wear is same and everything. So yeah, not my way of life. But
Yeah.
to each their own.
So where were you going to college before you enlisted?
I went to Central up in Mount Pleasant.
Okay.
And then when I got back, I went on the GI Bill and got my master's from Michigan State.
Right. So the military paid for that.
Yeah, right. And that was a good deal.
Yeah. So what did you do after the after?
I worked
leaving?
for a bank, an independent bank corporation in Ionia. And that's how I got out of Detroit, really, and came over to West Michigan. I started in the bank there.
Yeah.
And then from there, I went to Union Bank, which was J.P. Morgan Chase now in Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
And yeah, that worked out pretty good. Then I started teaching at Davenport, so
Oh yeah.
did that for 20 years.
Wow. So if you had to say one thing to kids today about serving, or the service in general, people that served, what would you say?
Hopefully they only have to serve when there's a real need
Yeah.
and not some political half-war.
Yeah. Is that what you would say Vietnam was?
Yes, because we did not try to win it.
Yeah.
We just tried to maintain a certain level.
Yeah.
And then we just left.
Yeah.
And we left everybody there. I mean, we had thousands of people that worked for us there, and all those people, including their South Vietnamese army, they all had to go to re-education camps, which were like concentration camps.
Yeah.
After we left. So we left a lot of people in a bad position,
Yeah.
which was not good.
Yeah.
So, but I think that, if we ever did have another all-out war, I don't think we'd have infantry. I think it would just be,
Yeah. Missiles.
yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the scary part.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it never happens, but
Yeah.
gosh, I wonder.
All right.